Here we are today bringing you some more of the Flair 1989 baseball cards. All right, there's a lot of little information on there. Here we have George Bell. He's an outfield. Here's a little bit about him. The teams of the clubs and the years that he's played. And the all-star breaks before and after. Look at that batting average, huh? Really good. All right, now if you want to pause so that you can read every club he's been on, what year, and check all those scores out, all you got to do is pause the video. Check out any part you want. Okay? Next we have Pat Borders. He's a catcher. And here's a little bit about him. And the clubs and years that he's played. And a did you know fact. I love the do you know facts. Those are so cool to read. Interesting, huh? Originally signed as a third baseman. All right, and here's the before and after. On the batting average is great. All right. John Curry. He's a pitcher. There's a little bit about him. And then the clubs and the years that he's played, along with all the different ways that they score, yeah? Better your scores, the more money you make. And the before and after. The all-star breaks. All right, it's really cool if you know somebody who's ever been to one of the games back in 1989, or any of the games that this guy's played in, or others. By all means, share the conversation with them. You know, take them down that memory lane. Talk about it. Maybe some of you already have and wonder who's right and who's wrong. Check the back of these cards. You'll find out. Make some bets. What the heck? Okay, here's Jim Clancy, pitcher. Here's a little bit about him. And the clubs and years. Here's the first part right here, you can see. He started in 74, so he's got a good list here. And here's the other half. You can always pause the video if you want to check special scores. The before and after all-star breaks. Weren't able to go to some of the games, but hey, not this year. But you can always turn around and talk about the past. The history of some of these guys. It's always good. Mark Itchcorn. A pitcher. Here's a little bit about him. The clubs and years that he's played. Bet you didn't know some of that, huh? And the before and after the all-star breaks. Ooh. Not so good, huh? Oh well. Tony Fernandez. There you go. Sorry, Tony. Look at that smile, huh? Shortstop. What a beautiful smile. All right, here's a little bit about him. Clubs and years that he's played. And wow! Great scores. Look at that. After batting average. Moved it right on up, huh? Very good. Cecile Fielder. Designated hitter, first baseman. You're worth a lot to your team when you can play more than one position. All right, so here we have a little about him. Years and club that he's played. And some did you know facts. Also made the All-Star team in football and basketball. Ooh, very athletic. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. That's an athletic fella. Mike Flanagan. Pitcher. A little about him. And some of his club years. The years and the clubs that he's been. And then I'll bring you the other half. Bring you more up to date. It's been there quite a while, huh? And some of the wins before and after the All-Star breaks. Kelly Gruber. Third base. A little about him. And the clubs and years he's played. Started in '80. And then the before and after All-Star breaks. Tom Hentz. Pitcher. Ooh, that must be hard with glasses. I don't know about doing that when you got glasses on, huh? A little about him. And the clubs and years. What year it was that he was in these clubs. All these beautiful little scores. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Jimmy Key. Pitcher. A little bit about him. Years in clubs. Did you know fact? Very good. And the before and after. Ooh, did good on the wins. Picked up. Great job. Rick Leach. Outfield. A little about him. Years and clubs that he's been in. Before and after the All-Star breaks. Great on batting, huh? Manny Lee. Infield. A little about him. Clubs and years. Did you know fact? and some before and after. Good batting average. Nelson Liriano, second base. Does he really have a bat in his hand? I guess he does. Don't see too much of it, huh? Okay, a little about him. Different clubs he's played in the years. He only started in 83. This only goes to 89. Did you know that? His brother played. And the batting average. Very good. Good batting. Okay, I've got 2 cards here. There we go. Fred McGriff. Okay, first base. A little about him. Clubs and years that he's played. All the little scores there. Some pretty good batting average. How do you like that, huh? The All-Star breaks. Lloyd MOSEBY. Outfield. Must be Moseby. A little about him. Clubs and years that he's played. And the before and after. Rance Mullinikins. I don't know, I can't pronounce that right. Part of being French, I guess. Designated hitter. Third base. A little about him. The clubs and the years. Now I'll have to give it to you in pieces because he played for a long time. Started in 74. And of course these cards only go to 89. So, he must have continued, huh? And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Jeff Musselman, pitcher. A little about him and his career. Of course, he only started in 85, and the cards only go to 89. And did you know that? Love those. Works as a stockbroker in the off-season. Interesting. Okay, the before and after the All-Star breaks. Dave Stibb, pitcher. A little about him here. The clubs and years. And the before and after scores of the All-Star breaks. Todd Sudelmeyer. Pitcher. A little about him and the scores and the clubs and years that he played. I'm sure he continued because these cards only go to 89. And some did you know fact. Star pitcher for the Yankees in the 60s. Woo! All right. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Dwayne Ward, pitcher. A little about him. Clubs and years that he's played. And some before and after the All-Star breaks. David Wells, pitcher. A little about him and the clubs and years that he's played. And a did you know fact. Ooh. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Ernie Witt. He was a catcher. There's a little about him and some of his scores. Year and clubs that he's played. Here's the other half. And the before and after the All-Star break. He improved on his batting for sure, huh? Luis Aguilera, infield. A little about him and some of his years, what clubs and years that he was in. And here's the other half. Played for a long time. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. Neil Allen, pitcher. A little bit about him. Oh, he started back in 75. And here's the rest of his scoring. The clubs and years that he's played. All the different scores. And the before and after the All-Star breaks. All right. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me. Join me as a friend. And if you know anyone who played in the games, who went to the games back in 1989, share this video with them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye now.